If 2023 has not been sufficiently crisis-laden for the People's Republic of China, it now faces the potential for major catastrophe due to massive rain.
At the time of recording is Tuesday, the 26th of September 2023. A warm welcome to the channel. My name is James. This is the James N. Cooper Show. What you have just seen there is how the fakers on YouTube do all the rubbish about what's happening in China and the Three Gorges Dam. What they do, I will show you step by step. Now, I'm going to go and show you how they do this, and it's so easy to do, and I just find it amazing that people are gullible. So let's say you want to talk about the Three Gorges Dam and you want to say about the collapse, etc., and all that kind of malarkey. They would go to websites from 2020 and type in Google Three Gorges Dam collapse, and then you can come up with 100 different articles. In 2020, there was the imminent potential of the Three Gorges Dam collapsing because of the really high levels, and it was sort of getting very close to the maximum of the height of Three Gorges, which is 185. So, example, this is what they would do. They would find a text and they would highlight all of it, which I'm just showing you here. I'm using a Mac computer. It may be different on Windows, but basically I'm highlighting the whole text of this. Got it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste, which is copy, and then I'm going to paste it to my Pages document here, the same as a Word document. Once that opens, I can just paste it onto here, click, paste, done. Now what I'm going to do is change the dates. Now it's in a Word document, so to speak. I can basically take out any of the things that say 2020 and put it into 2023, and then I would check that like so. Once I've got the correct text, I'm going to change it into speech. Now, I'm not going to use a professional one because they cost money. I'm just going to use the Apple one. The voices are pretty awful, to be honest with you. But quite simply, I will highlight the whole text again. And with that, just wait till it's all copies there. I'm going to go to a right click and it says text to speech. You can't actually see it on the screen, I'm afraid, but it's at the very bottom there. And then I'm just going to connect with that. It will take a little bit of time, but then that's going to convert it to a document or a MP3 file on Apple, yeah, and Apple Music. And once I've done that, I can drag it off the system into, what? That I can use on my editing machine. I'm just using very basic iMovie here. Now I want to find images, and this is quite easy to do. Go onto Twitter. You can get some software called SSS Twitter or X Twitter, and this will download the file to your downloads. And you can just use all these videos. As long as they're a reasonable amount of time, you usually are not going to get a copyright strike on them. Then you put them all together onto your editing software. I'm just going to use one from the Three Gorges Corporation website from way back in 2022. And there, I would have to edit out the dates, which I will do in a little bit of time. And you can see at the final product what it's going to do. Then I'm going to put the audio on top of the video and then just press record or go to the projects and release it there. Then I'm just going to upload it to YouTube. It's as simple as that. A video for these people may take about 20 minutes to do, and I'm sure they make about 2 or 3 videos per day with the load of bullshit. Sorry, BS, did I use a bad word? Sue me. And that's how they do it. It's just really annoying. And the thing is, if they can find lots of news which is not just the same thing each and every time. So this is the final article. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but you can see how simple it is to do. Thank you so much for your time. Now you know how the fakers actually wash away the Three Gorges Dam. The secrets have been revealed. Bye-bye for now. Cheers.
If 2023 has not been sufficiently crisis-laden for the People's Republic of China, it now faces the potential for major catastrophe due to massive rains. For much of the past several weeks, central China has been inundated by massive rainstorms, which have generated the country's third major flood for 2023. The massive runoff into the Yangtze has led to concerns that the Three Gorges Dam will be overstressed beyond its capacity to withstand the inflow. These concerns were not allayed when the state-run Xinhua news agency reported that there had been displacement, seepage, and deformation translated from Wei, Shenliu, Biangxing, in the dam structure. Although these threat indicators are reportedly within normal parameters, there is still fear that the dam will collapse. Whether or not there is a dam collapse, the flooding of the Yangtze will have enormous effects in China and beyond, especially since the threat of dam collapse coincides with several other domestic crises. China's dams throughout its history, Chinese governments have sought to tame its rivers. The Yellow River, the second longest in China, has long been known as China's sorrow because of the various floods that have devastated communities along its 3,400-mile length. As the South China Morning Post has reported, discounting famines and pandemics, the 1931 Central China floods are generally considered the deadliest natural disaster of the 20th century. More than 140,000 people drowned, with at least 3.7 million dying over the 9 months that followed. As a result, various Chinese governments of all ideological stripes have sought to harness the power of China's rivers while also limiting their ravages. The result has been centuries of dams, levees, canals, and dikes. The non-governmental organization International Rivers estimates that China has some 87,000 dams. These have been built to control flooding, aid in irrigation, redirect the flow of rivers, especially to northern China, which has been suffering water shortages in recent years, and to generate electrical power. The Three Gorges Dam is perhaps the most well-known of all of these dams. It was given this name because of its location, near three scenic gorges along the Yangtze. The idea of building a dam at or near this location was first broached by Sun Yat-sen, the father of modern China who overthrew the Qing dynasty. Sun envisioned a massive hydroelectric installation that would help electrify central China and catapult the nation into modernity. Both Chiang Kai-shek's nationalist government and planners from Imperial Japan, who hoped to add China to the Japanese Empire during World War II, examined the area with the intent to harness the river. In the end, it was not until 1994 that ground was broken for the current dam. Completed in 2008, the dam is 185 meters tall and 2,309 meters wide. The waters from the dam power 34 generators, with a total of 22,500 megawatt output, making the Three Gorges Dam the world's largest hydroelectric generating facility. In addition to generating electricity, the dam is also intended to help control the flow of the Yangtze as part of the flood control system for the entire Yangtze basin. By adjusting how much water makes it into the middle and lower reaches, the Three Gorges Dam helps limit flooding of such cities as Wuhan and Nanjing. At the same time, the dam has also helped make the entire Yangtze a navigable river from Shanghai on the coast all the way to Chongqing, deep in central China. The resulting reservoir is some 660 kilometers long. Growing risk. The Three Gorges Dam is only one of several dams built along the Yangtze. Although its reservoir is one of the largest, dams further upstream are often taller. The entire network needs to hold and release water in coordinated fashion in order to ensure that downstream reservoirs and overflow lakes are not overwhelmed all at once. This is becoming a problem in 2023, because the entire Yangtze River basin, including rivers that feed the main Yangtze, have been subjected to an unprecedented series of massive rainstorms. As a result of the massive inflow of water, upstream dams are themselves under increasing stress, as flooding inundates their catchment areas to relieve the pressure. The Chinese have gone so far as to demolish a part of one small dam in nearby Anhui province that held back one of the tributaries feeding into the Yangtze. But opening the spillways on upstream dams would only increase the volume of water sluicing into the reservoir held back by the Three Gorges Dam. Indeed, the Three Gorges Dam itself has now had 3 flood peaks, affecting the release of water from the massive reservoir. Reports suggest that water has been flowing into the reservoir at some 50,060,000 cubic meters a second, but due to concerns about flooding downstream cities, Water is only being released at about 38,000 cubic meters a second. The reservoir, whose maximum level is 175 meters, has reached 164.18 meters, exceeding its previous record of 163.11 meters in 2012. Impact of flooding. The ongoing flooding raises several challenges.